So hello everyone. Good afternoon. I'm delighted to be here on stage and give you a short presentation about our shopping experience that we have created at Bonprix over the last 2.5 years. And I cannot think of a better place than to present it here at the FASHIONTECH in Berlin, where fashion meets technology. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Markus Fuchshofen. I'm a managing director at Bonprix, and I'm responsible for marketing and our digital products. So I'm not the typical retail guy, and I have to admit, I haven't been a fan of retail in the past. Why? At the end of the 90s, Bonprix was a successful traditional mail-order company, and we looked for growth and decided to enter 2 new segments. One was going online, the other was to open retail stores. But the development couldn't have been more different. While the transformation of our distance selling business was highly successful, we are now one of the biggest players in the international online fashion business. Our efforts to build a brick-and-mortar business can honestly be spoken, not be claimed as a glorious success story. So what went wrong? Let me try to explain it with this chart, which might look familiar to you, because it depicts the development of the offline and online share in the retail fashion business. At the beginning of the 90s, at the end of the 90s more exactly, distance selling via catalog was a niche, only with a share of 5%. We were able to grow the distance selling share over time due to new technologies and its possibilities. And while it was really essential at that time to go digital in the area of distance selling, it wasn't essential for the offline business. So the rise of the online share put pressure on the retail business, on the stationary retail business, and our, at that time, new but traditionally designed retail stores were also hit by that market trend. But over now 20 years, we gained a lot of knowledge, a lot of know-how in the digital transformation, and most of the knowledge we have inside our company. So and now, with the mobile web, the lines between online and offline are totally blurred. Mobile is the way to interconnect online to offline. And I would assume every one of you have your smartphone with you. And that means we have a penetration of 100%. And that also means with this information that we can now think and develop new approaches. It's no longer online or offline. It's a new market, and it's time for an omni-channel strategy. And this goes much deeper than only to offer a click-and-collect service. It has to go much deeper. So what are other big players saying about the new possibilities in the retail business? For example, Google. They say new retail business is based on 3 pillars. User first means connecting all the data points that you have about a user to create a really personalized service to put the user first. And the assistive and smart and fast means leveraging technology to enhance the in-store and the online experience of the user. And truly omni-channel stands for interconnecting online and offline to provide an integrated service. So if this is the ideal recipe for a new retail business, we would either have already these things at Bonprix or would be able to develop them. So, and it was this chart that changed my view on retail. I asked myself, what would it be like if we would be able to connect these new retail stores to our already established Bonprix e-commerce platform and would bring all the digital assets that we have to these stores? What if we could use our online recommendation engine to give styling recommendations in store? What if we could identify every customer and know their buying history? And furthermore, what if we could use the data that we have generated in these retail stores and enhance the experience in the next touch point, the next online touch point? But we did not only bring our infrastructure to the table, we also use the methodological skills of our digital teams. For example, our user experience team, our in-house team, because for them, putting the user first, like Google said, is so easy, because in user experience, everything is about user-centered design. And for them, creating a physical store was a lot of fun, and they did it together with our retail team. So what did they do, the user experience team? First of all, they carried out a lot of interviews with women within our target group. And they asked them, what should we design to create a better retail experience? And they came out with a lot of ideas, but the really important thing was that they covered in these interviews the whole process of the customer journey. And I think that's really important, because so often you only see fragments in these new retail concepts which are popping up nowadays. So out of these interviews, we generated 82 use cases. Every use case had the potential to create a better shopping experience. But for a minimal viable product, we concentrated only on a few and tested them out in our user experience lab. So the user told us what we had to achieve, but they didn't tell us how to achieve it or which kind of technology we should use. For this reason, we tested this in our lab. And because this is a very complex problem, we used an iterative approach, a method of software engineering. And during this process, we realized that we really have to create something dramatically new. We really had to reinvent retail for this case. But our guidance was always the Maya principle, because if you reinvent something, you could easily lose the user or customer. But it has to be most advanced yet acceptable. So we came up with the idea that you have to use your mobile phone for the in-store experience, and had endless discussions internally if this would be the right idea. But if you look at this, we think that this device has become our remote control to the world. So, but building an app is not enough to reinvent retail. We also came up with a new store design which separates the showroom from the storage, and also features an automatic delivery to the fitting room. So let me show it to you. So let me summarize the 4 main pillars of our Fashion Connect concept. It all starts with the one-item presentation, an inspirational and value presentation of our goods. So we remove the storage and we remove the clutter. All the products are presented in different theme worlds. And then you have to use your app, your phone, to order these products to the fitting room, and they are automatically delivered there. From there on, you can do reorders without leaving the cabin, and of course, you can change the light scenario with your app. Later on, fast checkout means you don't have to go to the cashier, neither for payment nor for deactivating the security tags. And all the items that you left in the fitting room are automatically removed from your bill. The overall store experience is and feels totally different in comparison to other retail experiences. It is a great mixture of inspiration and convenience. So we did not only generated a new touchpoint to the Bonprix brand, we also generated additional data point to truly serve our omnichannel customer. And we can use this data point not only on our own touchpoints, but also on external touchpoints. So like I said, it is an iterative approach. We call our pilot a learning store, so we will continue to improve it under the consideration of our customers' feedback. We are excited because in 1 month's time, we are finally opening our doors to our new pilot. And if you visit Hamburg, we would like to invite you to visit our store. So thank you very much. And if you like, let's meet for a chat at our booth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Markus, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So what are your aspirations with that store?
The aspiration, I think we took a lot of aspirations because the one thing was that we would really like to combine the things that we built over the past for our online platform and try to combine it with this really important physical store element. But also used a lot of these things like you do in software, like updating. So for example, yeah, you can also update the store like you can update a Tesla.
Mm-hmm. And when will it be possible to shop in that store?
On the 14th of February.
14th of February.
And it's open for the public.